My power is made perfect in your weakness. Paul goes on later on to say, I brag about my weakness because it magnifies the power of God in me. Do you think because you're a big, strong whatever, that brings glory to God? No, it brings glory to you. But when you're weak and when you're being beat down and God's power gets you through it, who gets the glory? God does, and not you or me. His power is made perfect in my weakness. That will keep your joy from being stolen. By the way, joy is so much more broad than happiness. You realize that, right? Joy is that inner contentment that transcends all circumstances that I face. My power is made perfect in weakness. Joseph understood that. Job, as he laid on the ash pile, and he had pieces of pottery scraping his sores, he understood that. Jesus, as he knelt in the garden, as he was strapped to a post and was whipped by Romans, knew that. Paul knew that. The second thing is this, that will keep our joy from being stolen, is that we need to focus on the joyful conclusion, not only of fulfilling God's purpose in my life situation, but also in exalting Christ and not in myself. Exalting Christ and not me in the life situation that we find ourselves. By the way, Jeff, are you in here? Jeff? Jeff, you're right there, and anyhow, the rest of you musicians, you're in here scattered around. I have got a song I'd like for us to learn, if we can do that, okay? I've posted it on Facebook last night. And it's a song in Swahili, and it's called Ni Wewe Bwana. Ni Wewe Bwana. All right, let me hear you guys. Ni Wewe Bwana. You know what that means? It means Tom is awesome. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just the opposite. I just got you guys to say that. No, it doesn't. It means that you are Lord. You are Lord. Niwewe Bwana. It was one of the few songs that we knew and we could sing when we were over in Kenya. And it's a beautiful song. And Jeff, it'd be a good one for us to learn. Ni Wewe Bwana. You'll like it. We've got to get prepared for this because possibly, and I would like for you to be praying about this, is that in October, the first part of October, Sammy Cabet, the pastor at the New Song Community Church in Kilimani, will be coming here to New Song to come see. And we need your prayers on that. We're going to need, some folks to help financially on that. Which reminds me, by the way, speaking of finances, if you were looking for the joy boxes this morning and wondered where they went, right back there are 2 pillars on the back wall. And they're sitting back there. And please don't miss your joy. Okay? Your joy boxes. Okay? Isn't that neat? Joy boxes. By giving away your money, you get joy. We don't believe that. The world doesn't believe that. It's like if you went in there and dipped out money. Yeah, that's joy. No, that isn't joy. That's a lie. You remember the way we just got done reading? My power is made perfect in your weakness. You dump your wallet in there. Dump it all in there. Get rid of it. Get real weak financially. Trusting God to supply your every need. And you'll find out about joy. Sounds backwards, doesn't it? Well, golly, tell me one time when Jesus lined up with the world. He never did. He is always counter-world, counter-culture. What do you mean? Forgive your enemy. Pray for him. Love him. You got to be kidding. That's not what we do in this world. Jesus said, yeah, we do. In my world. What do you mean giving you get more joy than getting? We don't believe that in this world. He says, yeah, we do in my world. Over and over again, Jesus went counter-culture. It takes faith. Trust him in it. Walk in it. Ni wewe Bwana. You are Lord. Ni wewe Bwana. I want you guys to learn it. You're going to love it. It's a fun song to sing too. All right, another joy robber is our ego. Ego, our pride, our self-focus, always thinking how this circumstance is impacting me. Oh my, how many times have I been there? Lord, free me from my own self. That's my prayer. Free me from my self-focus and worrying about me all the time. Well, it's kind of hard not to worry about me because wherever I go, I'm there. You know, right? You got the same thing. You know how hard it is when I'm going through something physical to not focus on me, or when somebody is talking about me not to focus on how bad that is on me, or whether I am having a problem financially not to focus on me. Me. But the truth is, the more I focus on me, the worse the problem is. The worse my problem is because I'm focusing on me. Yeah, I am not a good perspective of what's going on with me. But if I can turn that out by faith, if God can strengthen me to turn that out and instead exalt Christ, it will change the situation. How can this situation exalt Christ? Paul knew that secret. Man, I'm in prison here. I've got this burly looking Roman guard chained to me. I can't go anywhere. Golly, it must be God doesn't love me. He doesn't want me to do his preaching work anymore. He's just left me here abandoned with this guard. And besides that, listen to all the people are talking about me. Poor me. Poor me. Poor me. I came up with something creative this morning. And I want to see what you guys think. Here's the creative thing I came up with. Poor me makes a poor me. I can see you're really overwhelmed by it. That's awesome. Okay, I'll publish it then. Wow, that kind of response, that was awesome. But I got to thinking, I do this and have done this so much in my life. Poor me makes a poor me. And you know people like that because they can't seem... We all get into it from time to time, but hopefully we get out of it. But you know the person, they come around and then they get that little black cloud around them and you know they're going to just... Boy, I almost said a bad word. They're going to moan and groan and complain and be critical and hypercritical and negative. And it's, oh, poor me. It's bad. And by the way, I've got to step out of this for a second because I'm kind of making light. And I don't mean to make light because I don't want to in any way downplay the hurt, the struggle, the tragedy, whatever is going on in your life. I don't want to do that. Please don't hear me saying that. But here's the thing I've learned is the more I think about poor me, the poorer I become and the worse my situation is. But if I can get out of it like Paul did, out of myself, a different perspective, and see how can in this situation exalt Christ. There was a dear friend of mine. Her name was Eula Sanderson. She is an awesome old gal. She was 83 years old, and I roofed her house. And she came home from the store, and I told her, I said, Eula, hey, I got the backside of your house done. You want to look at it? And so, of course, I thought, ranch-style house, she'll just walk around to the backside and she'll look at it and go, oh, okay, you know, that's a nice job, or something to that effect. So I climb up the ladder and walk on across the roof, and I go back, and there she is. She climbed up on the TV antenna tower and was looking at it. And I thought, oh my goodness gracious, don't say anything, I might scare her and she'll fall off, you know. And she got down and I said, Eula, what in the world were you doing up there? I was scared for you. She goes, don't worry, I'm just like a cat, you know.